Hello guys, welcome to my channel Swati Pharmagnan. Today's topic is urinary tract anti-infective agents. We'll see the introduction of urinary tract anti-infective agents. This topic is there in third Form D syllabus according to as per RHS syllabus. How we can define urinary tract anti-infective agents? These are basically antibacterial agents that fail to achieve adequate concentrations in the plasma or tissues for the treatment of systemic infections. See, if any systemic bacterial infections are there in the patient, these bacterial agents which fail to achieve adequate concentrations in the tissues or in any blood plasma, that drugs can be used in the treatment of urinary tract infections. Why we are using this type of drugs for the treatment of urinary tract infections? Because after giving either by oral route following oral or parenteral administration, but they will fail to achieve the adequate concentration in the plasma or tissues, but they maintain the adequate concentration in the urine. So in the urinary bladder they will maintain the adequate concentration where they can be effective for eradicating urinary tract infections. So when they have concentrated, or then when they have stored in the urine or in the urinary bladder, they can be easily fight against the various types of the microorganisms or bacteria in the part of the urinary tract. So this is the urinary system. If you will see, this is the urinary bladder and urethra, and this is the urinary tract. If here any infection is there which is caused by various types of the bacterial infections, then the the antibacterial agents or urinary tract anti-infective agents which can be stored, which can be concentrated in the urine, can be used for the treatment of this bacterial infections in the urinary tract. So if it is untreated for longer period of time, then the tissue or then the particular urinary tract will get infected completely. And during the urinary tract infections, these all drinks or these all other types of the sugar containing food items and carbonated drinks should be avoided. If we'll see the classification, urinary tract anti-infective agents have been classified based on the chemical structure. The first class is quinolone derivatives, second class is nitrofuran derivatives, third class is methenamine and its salts, fourth class is urinary analgesic. In quinolone derivatives, examples are nalidixic acid, norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, perfloxacin, and so on are there. All the fluoxetines comes under quinolone derivatives. Nitrofuran derivatives, by the name itself we can understand the furan is present, the furan basic nucleus. To that furan basic nucleus nitro group is attached. That is the derivatives, nitrofuran derivatives. Example is nitrofurantoin, methenamine and its salts. Examples are hexanamine, hexamine. Hexa indicates 6, methylene indicates methylene groups, tetra indicates 4 amines. 4 amino groups are present and 6 methylene groups are present in this hexamine structure. Urinary analgesics, if any pain is there in the urinary tract and very difficult in urination, then we'll use this urinary analgesics. That is example phenylazopiridine. Quinolone derivatives are further subclassified into three categories. These are isosteric heterocyclic groupings, which includes isosterism. Heterocyclic groupings means in the same place there will be a replacement of carbon with another heterocyclic atom. Like there is a isosteric substitution of carbon by nitrogen, or it may be a sulfur, or it may be a oxygen, then we'll call it as isosterism. Okay, here why we have to do the isosterism? Because to increase its biological activity or to increase its therapeutic efficacy. Here we are removing the carbon, or we are replacing the carbon atom with the nitrogen, which is a heterocyclic atom. Now we will see the three subclasses of quinolone derivatives. Here quinolone indicates a quinoline group is present, means benzopyridine ring will be attached to this benzopyridine or quinoline. Carbonyl group will be present at the third position. That is the structure of quinolone. Quinolones, first subclass is quinolones. Examples are norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, sporfloxacin, lomifloxacin, and ofloxacin. Few more examples are there like perfloxacin and gatifloxacin, moxifloxacin, etc. and so on are there. Next subclass is naphthyridines. They are also called as 1,8 naphthyridines. Here in this class at 8th position the carbon has been replaced with the nitrogen. Isosteric substitution of carbon by nitrogen has taken place at 8th position. That class of drugs are called as 1,8 naphthyridines. Examples under naphthyridines are nalidixic acid and enoxacin. Third class is sinolins. Sinolins are also called as 1,2 naphthyridines. Here at second position the carbon is replaced with nitrogen. That class of drugs are called sinolins or 1,2 naphthyridines. Example under sinolins or sinoxacin. Quinolone derivatives contain isosteric substitution of carbon by nitrogen. So these are the three subclasses of quinolone derivatives. In the next video, we'll see the SAR of quinolone derivatives, which is very important topic in this unit. Thank you all.